I want to invite Dr. Stavi Baram as into our floor. Dr. Stavi Baram, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and good evening to you all. I would like to share my presentation. So good evening. I'm Dr. Stavi Baram. I'm the director of BGU International at Gurion University of the Negev. The vision of Gurion University is inspiration meets excellence. And I think the one thing that outstands most of all at the university is the multidisciplinary research that goes on there, even before it was so common. I came to the university nearly 30 years ago because of the interdisciplinary program that was in the natural sciences. The university also impacts the community and was established with a mandate to develop this region. And I will go into that in a few minutes. We are called after the first Prime Minister of Israel, David Gurion, who believed, over 70 years ago that the Negev is the future of Israel. And as I said, we are with a mandate, besides to be excellent in research and in teaching, also to develop this region economically, socially, and culturally. The Negev region is actually the desert region of Israel. It comprises 60% of the land mass of Israel, but is only 11% populated. So anything we can dream about, we can hopefully establish, and space is not an issue. We are located in Beersheba, which is the capital city of this region. It's an ancient city history-wise and was mentioned in the Bible. And it is growing rapidly. Today it has about 250,000 residents, and it is very ethnically diverse. The university's main campus is in Beersheba, and we have another 2 campuses, a research campus in Sde Boker and a small teaching campus in Eilat, which is on the tip of the Red Sea. Around the university, as it impacts this area, there was developed a very powerful ecosystem. We are in the heart of the city and not in the outskirts on purpose to give impact. The university attributed to employment and researchers that came to live in this area. We are across the road from Soroka Medical Center, which is the 2nd largest hospital in Israel, very advanced. The academic staff are part of the university. And because of an initiative of the president of the university that was about 20 years ago, we established with the city, with the municipality and a private company, a high-tech park. And everything is within 5 to 10 minutes walk from each other, from the center of the campus to the high-tech park to the medical campus where our medical faculty sit. And this is a great impact on the area. This park was established to create job opportunities to the graduates that came to the university. And we have there, it is now 4 buildings. We will have 18 buildings. And it generates and impacts the economy of the city and of the whole area. You can see a few of the international companies that are at the moment at the high-tech park. One of the impact that we are most proud of is in the first building, 2 graduates of the university opened a startup company, and a year later they were bought out by PayPal. So that we feel is a great achievement since we have had more startups and more activity in the park. I'm now going into the university in a drill down. We are a comprehensive university. We have 20,000 students around 130,000 alumni, and we are considered the fastest growing university in Israel. A third of our students are graduate students, so they're studying towards their master and PhD degrees. We have international students from over 1,000 international students from 75 countries. Korea is certainly one of them, and we are very proud of all our students. Here I've chosen to give a few research topics that again impact the interdisciplinary and advanced research that is going on at the university, be it renewable energy, brain tech, cancer, robotics, stem cells, cybersecurity, of course. Beersheba is the cyber capital of Israel, water technology. And in all these topics and many more, what is very unique is that you have people, researchers from different disciplines, different departments collaborating for a certain research topic. So ecology and environment, you will have, for example, both in our desert research institutes, you will have them in the geography department, you will have them in geology and earth sciences. So these are just examples. We are very proud, the university is now 51 years old, but we are very proud that last year, in a paper published by Nature listing young universities that are under 50, our natural sciences index, we appear as number 15 in the world. Entrepreneurship. Israel, the cyber capital, startup nation, and so on. We have an entrepreneurship center, which is a place to allow the ideas of researchers, the staff, and students to think together, to get advice, and to try to advance their ideas to a startup. We also have a venture capital fund that was allocated especially for that, to help the students fund their startups. It is called Yazamut 360. Yazamut in Hebrew is entrepreneurship. We have a great involvement, as I mentioned, in the community. So a third of our students are involved in community outreach programs. This means that besides their regular studies, they volunteer usually in different activities. For example, they will go and help paint and renovate to some extent apartments of the elderly. They can live in apartments rent-free in lesser developed or lesser advanced neighborhoods, again, to impact and be big brothers or big sisters or friends to the neighborhood kids, so they get more of a sense that the university is a place that isn't an Ivy League, that isn't reachable, but is very accessible to to potential kids in the neighborhood and in the region. We are a green campus, and sustainability is a very hot topic in the university. We're actually at the process of also thinking of how to create and obtaining the permission from our Council for Higher Education to establish an undergraduate degree in English in sustainability. In the meantime, students can take courses and, of course, everything to do with saving energy, consuming, taking for example, the water that is from the air conditioning system and using it to water gardens and the university. And to remind you, we are a desert, so water is an issue. The campus is well known for its student life and campus environment. Some of the pictures that are going through show different events organized by the Dean of Students, by the BGU Student Union. There is really a sense of a campus and a family for the students who come to study at Gurion University. And students come from all over the country. And as I mentioned, also international students come and really have a sense of family within the campus. Academics, we have 6 faculties. Humanities and social sciences is one combined faculty. Natural sciences, engineering sciences, health sciences, the Guilford Glaser Faculty for Business and Management, and the Institutes for Desert Research. And I will go into more detail about the possibilities to study and conduct research in each of them. What I want to point out is that 30% of our students combine field of study, and that always goes to, again, the theme of interdisciplinary studies. Engineering faculty, you can see the listing of the fields of different fields of studies and units and research is accepting, of course, postdocs and PhD students and master students, international master students to study in English. On the undergraduate level, unfortunately, we teach only in Hebrew. So our focus, and this will come out throughout my presentation, is really for graduate students thinking about master, PhD, and postdocs to come to BGU. The engineering faculty, 30% of the engineering graduates in Israel are graduates of BGU. So you see we have a large impact on the workforce and engineering fields in Israel. Natural sciences are teaching, again, everything that appears here in English from the master level, PhD, and of course, postdocs. It is actually the faculty, I think, with the most, although it's relatively a smaller faculty, it has the most international students, most PhD and postdocs in the different departments of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. And again, through the study system, you can see the interdisciplinary research that goes on, data sciences, software engineering, bioinformatics, psychobiology, which is biology and psychology, cybersecurity, marine biology and biotechnology, which is studied in combination in the BGU campus and in the Eilat campus, which is, as I mentioned, on the tip of the Red Sea, and nanotechnology, which is, again, in combination with our engineering faculty. Our Faculty of Business and Management has an international MBA program, meaning it's taught in English. The duration is a comprehensive 13-month, 1-year degree with the possibility also to do a professional internship of 2 days a week or 3 days a week in high-tech companies or different companies near the university. They have a great collaboration with the high-tech park. Also, our Faculty of Business and Management is the only faculty in Israel, to the best of our knowledge, that is accredited by the European accreditation system of MBA programs. So this is something we are very proud of. Our Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences is, as I said, it combines both humanities and social sciences. So you see the list of possibilities is very large. I would like to point out the Department of Bible Studies, Archaeology, and Ancient Near East, because we have had many Korean students who studied Hebrew and then came to study in the Bible department. Of course, we have also students Korean students that are studying in the Israel Studies. Israel Studies is a very special program. There you can study in English. It is located in Sde Boker, which is 50 kilometers south of Beersheba, where it is home to the original archives of David Ben-Gurion and the establishment basically of the state of Israel. You can study how all the different effects that affected the creation of the state of Israel, political, social, anything to do with it. So immigration, historical aspects, everything to do as a case study of how Israel came about, and you have access to the original documents from the beginning and before the beginning of the state of Israel. In the humanities and social sciences, we also have the possibility to study foreign literature and linguistics, and that is also on the undergraduate level, not only on the graduate level. Of course, anyone who is interested in possibilities to do their PhD studies, all the different departments are open because the PhD is an individual research project, and so it is also for postdocs who would like to come. The Jacob Blaustein Institutes for Desert Research are located, as I mentioned, in Sde Boker. They are internationally known research institutes that deal with everything to do with how to utilize the desert for mankind, how to live in the desert. So we have institutes for research institutes dedicated to solar energy center, agriculture and biotechnology of dryland environment and energy. Water research is very extensive, desalination, water treatment, environmental hydrology, of course, agriculture in the desert. And at Sde Boker, at the Desert Research Institutes, we have also the Albert Katz School for Desert Studies, which is an international school, again, for master and PhD students in the fields of who want to do research in agriculture and biotechnology, desalination and water treatment, ecology, environmental and aquatic, microbiology, environment studies, irrigation and plant environment, microbiology and water quality, solar energy, environmental physics, and water resources. And of course, postdocs, we have many. The campus there has about half and half international and Israeli students studying together. Again, all of them study in English. The Faculty of Health Sciences has both medical schools and all the health professions, as you can see in the listing. We have a medical school that follows the American curriculum, meaning that a student is admitted after they have their undergraduate degree and then do pre-med and come to do 4 years of medical studies, especially dedicated to global health, international health, sort of how do I work in communities that might be different from what I am used to living or I grew up in. A very unique program, as I said, for 4 years. We have research divisions and research students, again, doing their masters, doing their PhD, doing their postdocs in different departments of the Faculty of Health Sciences. And we are very interested, and we have possibilities to offer students to come here for a short period, for a summer course, for an international, not towards their degree, maybe as part of their degree at their home institution. We have a summer course in data mining and business intelligence for cybersecurity applications. There, the minimum cutoff for applicants is to have engineering and programming capabilities, and they should be sort of towards the end of their undergraduate degree. We have a unique program also in global health with for people who are interested in this subject. Sometimes physicians come to sort of for a month to study it. Students who are studying towards their MPH, Master in Public Health, come for the month's summer course, and so on. We have a summer course in Sustainable Agricultural Solutions, which takes place in our Sde Boker campus. And in our Sde Boker campus, we also have a special internship for outstanding international bachelor students to come and do 6 to 8 weeks of research at our desert research campus. We have a summer course in entrepreneurship also. And we have intensive Hebrew courses, which I know because of the Bible, this is something that may interest also Korean students to come. The summer course in Hebrew is 6 weeks, and you also get a taste of trips, the location, getting to know Israel and Israelis and life sort of in the area. And another very unique opportunity is to come and do some kind of academic research internship at the university. Students can come for summer, for the minimum is 3 months, up to 12 months, or when they finish their degree and they're thinking what to do and they want to maybe learn new skills or check out and see if a certain field of interest is really something that they would then want to go and continue their graduate studies in. So they can come for a period of 3 to 12 months to do a research project with one of our professors in any of the departments that are possible. We are also very proud to share our alumni achievements. For example, Ziv Aviram, who is co-founder and CEO of Mobileye, the autonomous vehicle. Ronit Arad, who is CEO of Microsoft Israel. You see, we have a Director General of the Israel Space Agency, is also a graduate of the university. The Surgeon General of the Medical Corps in the Israeli Army is a graduate of our medical school. We have the current president of the Weizmann Institute for Science is a BGU graduate, and director of the Bellinson Medical Center, which is a big medical center in Petach Tikva, which is just outside Tel Aviv, is also a BGU graduate. Now I would like to share with you a short movie about BGU to sum up the things that I talked about.
Impact, inspiration, passion, excellence, innovation. Impact, because Gurion University of the Negev is so unlike any other educational place of learning. Its impact extends beyond these walls, impacting Israel's Negev region through innovation, technology, and commitment to community. Inspiration, because BGU is cutting edge, unraveling the secrets of life and humanity by conducting groundbreaking research, discovering solutions to the world's biggest challenges. Passion, because science is not just a disciple of reason, it's also one of passion. And it's the passion and commitment to advance science, culture, and society that make BGU's flame of knowledge burn bright. Excellence, because BGU's academic training nurtures the next generation with cross-disciplinary studies based on integration of knowledge, from data science to medicine to the humanities. Excellence, because in a place where entrepreneurship reigns, terms like accelerator, hub, and hackathon become the norm. Inspiration, because when inspired we look for answers, uncovering different ways of thinking, from antiquity to the present day. Inspiration, because the spirit is enriched when surrounded by the beauty of art and architecture. Impact, because BGU is the agent of change, with a myriad of people commuting into this vibrant ecosystem to study and work. Impact, because the moving here of thousands of IDF soldiers and officers caused science and engineering programs to boom, and the new North Campus doubles the university size with its academic and research facilities, Congress Center, and so much more. Passion, because work doesn't work without play, and campus life demands passion, with a vibrant student body, an amazing sense of community, cultural and social events on campus and off, parties, movie theaters, sports center, pubs, and restaurants. So much energy. Excellence, with 3 campuses, 6 faculties, 6 national institutes, and 3 affiliated hospitals. 20,000 enrolled students, a third of whom participate in advanced research programs, 6,700 employees, cooperation with universities throughout the world, and hundreds of overseas students from more than 50 countries. Innovation, because with a high-tech park alongside campus, BGU is at the heart of Beersheba, making it Israel's cyber capital, a Silicon Valley of the Middle East where leading global companies come to leverage the university's expertise. With 2,500 employees, 60% of whom are BGU graduates. Because in this place, world-class research and global enterprise flourish, generating economic growth with more potential profit per dollar than any other investment in Israel today. Because a rising tide lifts all boats. Finally, inspiration and excellence together make Bengurion University of the Negev the fastest growing research university in Israel, fulfilling the vision of Israel's first prime minister who said, "The future of Israel will emerge from the Negev."
Okay, so this was our presentation about BGU. We will be happy to answer any questions, except, of course, continue to accepting outstanding Korean students to our university. And you have here all the contact information, the email, the website, the social media. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation, Dr. Stoibaram. Yeah, and the participants, you can ask anything about Bengurion University by using a function of raising hands in your screen, the bottom center. You can click the hand button, and then I can allow you to speak out. Or you can using a Q&A board. You can write the question, write down your question, and then the Dr. Baram can answer your question. Before we get the first question, I want to ask you first. Yeah, actually, I want to ask you about how BGU are coping with the coronavirus issue. Actually, in terms of the course operation status, are you having a like online course only or hybrid? As far as I understand, that most of universities are conducting online course only, but I want to ask you.
Yeah, So it's true for the courses themselves. The courses are at the moment online, but that would impact mostly the undergraduate students. And some of the courses, obviously, that the master students have to take will be at the moment online. Although the university did invest during the summer and created 100 interactive classes that will allow both part of the students to be in class and part of the students to study at home and join the class and the teacher from home. But as I said, most of our international students are research students. So they are basically conducting their research projects in the laboratories. So you can see them on campus because the campus, I am speaking now from the campus, and the research students, because they are in the research labs, they are in small groups, so they are allowed, providing, of course, they maintain social distance, they wear the face masks if they're not alone in a room. Everywhere across the country, you have dispensers with alcohol gel and, sort of advice to continue, washing your hands very frequently. You also have to sign a declaration to enter the campus, a health declaration that you don't have any fever and so on. So from that respect, it's not so fun that, when I walk from my office to the room that I'm in, I don't see students around, but we understand the importance of keeping healthy and taking care of all of us.
Yeah, in addition to your explanation, the embassy is currently issuing the student visa who wants to study in Israel. Actually, it had stopped for a few months because of the first and second outbreaks of coronavirus in Israel. But currently, we are issuing the student visa. Anyone who wants to issue your visa, please feel free to contact us, and then we will help you for issuing your visa. Yeah.
The important thing for the visa is you have to have, of course, an acceptance letter. So you first have to register to the university and be accepted. And then you have a procedure of getting the visa and getting an entry permit to the country because of the coronavirus, because at the moment tourists can't come to visit Israel.
Yes, of course, it's a very important issue. Thank you, Professor. Actually, we are waiting for the question. Participant, please feel free to ask any question about BGU. Yeah, actually, I went to BGU for 2 times in 2017 and 2018 with Gurion University presidents.
Delegation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was one of the like a coordinator. And then what was impressive is that I met 2 Korean students who studied in the international health major and also the desert studies major.
The international health, they were medical students. I think they both graduated already.
Right,
but they were both medical school students, yes.
Right. And then before I met them, I never heard about the major as a like desert studies. Actually, I was very surprised. And then, but when I get into it, when I found the details of desert studies, it was wonderful about hydrology and sustainable development, something like that, and it is wonderful. And then I always proud of the diversity of the major of the BGU, and then I always promote your majors.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. The audience, please raise the question. Actually, Korean students tends to be shy when it comes up raising a question, but just feel free to ask any question. It's very good chance and good opportunity to raise your questions. Yeah, I have one student who wants to speak out. Yeah, Haejin Jo, you can speak out from now.
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Yep. Nice to meet you. My name is Haejin, and I'm an undergraduate student. I just want to know about academic research internship in there. Firstly, if I go there as academic research internship program, then how can I contact to the supervisor in my interesting field? And also, is it possible to apply to the other field that I'm not majoring now? And the last question is there the other requirement that I have to give for going there? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. First of all, my last slide had the connection to the website of Study at BGU. So there you, I think, can have a lot of answers. There is a link for the application. For the internship, you just have to find a host. And, you know, if someone doesn't answer, send them an email, say that you're interested to do an internship for a few months. And if you have difficulties, you can try and send us an email to study at BGU, and we will be happy to look into it and guide you through the process. And you will basically depends on your background, what would be suitable for you to study. If you're thinking about, you know, then maybe doing something else from a different field, it depends what you would be interested in. And again, we would be happy to sort of, if you send us an email to, or have a Zoom call, or just answer your questions through email and help you sort of identify which sort of, you wouldn't, I assume you wouldn't be accepted to an engineering course or a cyber course, you know, if your background is economics and not engineering. But especially in the humanities and social sciences, and in also some other fields, sometimes in management and others, you may have the possibility, depending specifically what your research you'd be interested on, both for the internship and for, let's say, a master's degree at the university.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Something else that I didn't mention, and if we don't have other questions, I'd be happy to also tell you we have student dormitories, just facilities just outside the campus. Usually it is, each student gets their own room, and 4 students, up to 4 students would share an apartment with a common living area, kitchen, and bathroom. And we can send you, also share with you 2 movies that we short YouTube movies that we posted, both a virtual tour of the campus from the eyes of a student, and also the international dorms. And we'd be happy to send that to you, and then you can add that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Your question and then answers. Okay, if you have any more questions, please feel free to raise your hands or write down your question on the Q&A board so that the Professor Baram can answer you. So another the things I feel about one of the very impressed thing is that about cybersecurity center actually they were like a brilliant work with the when I was there, like they were working with the Deutsche Bank, and then they explain their like a successful stories with Lockheed Martin and Samsung Electronics as well. And also they did a great job with the IDF Cyber Security Command currently. And I think it's one of the very good like a points, because there's an increasing number of people who wants to study in Israel as a major of computer science from Korea. Actually, could you explain more about that cybersecurity center for the Korean students?
We have researchers doing different aspects of research in cybersecurity through several engineering departments and all departments like software engineering, computer engineering, electrical and computer engineering. So on the engineering on one hand, and also through computer science background, combining also doing research. So it depends what your background and which researcher you would find. Basically, all of them, they're extensive cyber research of different aspects of cyber research. And you would basically depends, you contact a professor, you introduce your background, and you search or ask them about their specific research topic. What within the field of cybersecurity would they do the research? And whatever you like, if the professor is willing to accept you, you would then follow up and check with the registration, with the application, that you have the suitable background from your undergraduate studies or your master studies if you want to do your PhD. All of them work with industries, as you mentioned, different. It depends each professor according to what their research is, what and who they collaborate with, but they all do it. Another interesting possibility is to come and join us for our summer course. And that is to come for 1 month to Israel. Of course, there is academic screening of the background. So students have to have the specific background. The course is run academically by the Department of Software Engineering, Software and Computer Engineering. And we have quite a few students who came for 1 month for the course and then went back home, completed their studies, and then came to BGU. And they already knew BGU and knew the professor and knew Beersheba and had a feeling and a sense of, you know, how it is to live here. And they came back to do and they're currently doing their master's or their PhD at the university. Deutsche Telekom, which you mentioned, Deutsche Telekom is a telecom company in Germany, and they had a research center in Stanford, outside of Germany. That's the place they had. And then they started to work with BGU, and they ended up downscaling Stanford, and most of their extensive research outside of Germany is at BGU. And there is a very strong and close collaboration with them, because a lot of the research, especially about malware and security of communications, is done in the labs at BGU. And of course, you know, if you're suitable, you can possibly be study with one of the researchers that is working with Deutsche Telekom.
Thank you, Professor Brown. It's about the time to let you go. Yeah, before we finalize this session, yeah, if you have any last comment for the Korean students, just feel free to share your comment, and then we're gonna finalize your session.
Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting us to participate and for this wonderful opportunity to showcase our university. We very much look forward to accepting more Korean students and seeing you all in Beersheba and in Israel. And any questions you have, please don't be shy and don't hesitate and contact us.
Thank you very much. Actually, we record this all webinar and then we will post it into our social media channel to expose it to the more and more Korean audience. Actually, thank you very much for your time and presence. And I will be very very helpful for understanding BGU as for me and also as a the Korean student. Actually, hope to see you in Israel again. And then thank you
Me
again.
too.
I
Thank you
appreciate.
very much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.